say go through the night. Now Bernadette not with courage they fight. Ridgely, Marlena, and Toomba on deck. Against the order, they won't break a sweat. A world full of darkness, but heroes stand tall. Battling the shadows, won't let themselves fall. The royal oppression, they aim to break free. In the land of the lost, they're the key. No dragons remain, just a distant memory. But the spirit of fire burns wild and free. These heroes, they push on through the perilous haze. And the world has been shattered, they'll find better days. The orders grip titans, but they'll resist. With every step forward, they'll persist. In the face of danger, they'll never back down. The ultimate treasure, the freedom unbound. As this journey unfolds, they'll conquer their fear. Through the storms and the battles, the ending nears. The order will crumble, the heroes will win. In the wakes of woe, a new world begins. So raise your voice, let the tale be told of the fearless adventures, brave and bold. In the wakes of woe, they'll rewrite the story of a world reborn in all of its glory.
WaWor, in the wakes of war, we sail, fighting the darkness, we will prevail. Our heroes rise up, an unstoppable crew. In the wakes of war, they'll see it through.
Very well. You may continue your planning then.
While you wait for the rest of the party to regroup where they told you they were going to meet you, over table we'll say it's going to be about 30 minutes for them to come back. Are you guys going to start planning?
Yes, Toomba's basically trying to draw a map in the snow based on what Druid tells them about the surrounding area.
Druid, roll a... I'll let you choose either nature or history.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. I have +0 on both of them, but okay. Nature.
Negative.
The Druid doesn't have nature.
Oh, let's go
Oh,
15.
dear.
Hey,
Let's go.
let's go.
You know, up towards where the smoke is, it's a mix of very mountainous regions with short spans of kind of flat plains, where there is now a frozen forest that used to stand ever since the island has kind of been encased with this thick ice. The trees aren't as fruitful as they used to be. A lot of wildlife exist up in this area, as a lot of expanding and deep and expansive cave systems.
Happy little trees and rocks. A cave system, you said. You think perhaps... Where is the nearest cave to that cave system? I asked Druid while also asking the DM.
I'll need another check for that.
All right.
All up to speed. Thank you for having me.
Nature again. Ooh, 10.
The only cave system per se that you know of that is in your immediate area isn't more necessarily a cave, more of a den, and it's where a lot of owlbears go to hibernate.
Owlbears.
Perhaps not. I was wondering if perhaps the Hellhounds had made their way here through the cave systems, but... Very well. I believe this is enough to give us a start and try to find a good spot to see if any more are coming. Toomba, happy with his little map, sticks the
Vaping penguin.
sticks the stick right in the middle of town and then looks around to see if he can see Arendelle and not now.
They should be back by now. Arendelle said they would not go far.
Perception check.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, I agree.
Indeed, a wise choice.
Natural 20.
18.
You definitely see them approaching.
Ah,
Oh,
there they are. It appears they have not blown themselves up yet.
Not is not present.
not is not.
I think for this part we need to kind of revert and go back in time slightly to
Yeah.
see how the situation unfolded between Arendelle and Elle. Once you mentioned Alistair was in the building, Not storms out of the room and is gone.
Shit. That's not the reaction I was hoping for.
I just walk up to Arendelle and I slap him across the face. And I shove him a little.
Yep, I deserve that.
Shove him a little again.
I'm sorry.
I kick him in the shin and I walk away.
Ah, damn it, woman! Ah.
I go over to collect my things and I just look over my shoulder. I literally just... you see just death in my eyes.
I'm not the one who stripped naked.
Like I had a choice. You wanted to
did.
see...
What?
You wanted to see all I had.
God, no! That's not what I wanted at all! I just wanted to examine this! I hold up the amulet that you gave me.
Yeah.
I had assumed that you were possessed after I saw a spirit following you.
I'm possessed by death.
What? Oh, Alistair.
Oh, the guy that I have a contract with, who I shouldn't be a friend with? The guy
Yes,
who wants
that-
to help me?
He does not want to help you. He wants to use you.
Don't you as well? And I put my clothes
I
on.
already told you what I want. I want to help you
How can you?
by figuring out what he did with this. I do not want this item. It is yours. I simply need to identify and examine it. I couldn't take the risk of you being under his influence, enthralled.
I understand. I read people's thoughts with it. Is that bad?
Not inherently, no.
Good, because I've been reading your thoughts.
What? For how long?
A little when I first met you. And then a little now. Wow.
Ah,
Why speak good when angry? I not understand.
perhaps that's what you need to learn, but that's aside the point. I don't think this is the best time for me to investigate this. I'll say as I open up my satchel and drop it in there. I'll do it once we get a place to rest instead of camp. For now, we need to meet up with the others.
You can keep it,
I don't want it. It's yours.
but I speak, so I don't need it.
And I can already read people's minds. That's it. Now, will you come with me so we can go with the others?
Do you have other plans for them?
Oh, doesn't know.
And I lift up the bag. About this.
About what?
My things. And I shake the broken bag.
Oh, right. How much?
What? You want to buy Ruby?
If that's what it takes to appease you, yes, I will simply repurchase everything you lost.
So you wish to help find new things and clothes?
Yes, clothes would be a good idea. Very good idea. It's
I like
very
this.
hard to look at that. What?
I like this, but keep your distance.
What?
I will murder you if you touch me.
Wasn't planning on touching you for one, and two, you can't kill what's already dead.
I can try. And I give a coy smile.
That's good. Alright, let's go.
Alright, we leave. What about Doctor?
Not his own man. If he has something to do, he'll do it. Also, he's a god, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, I'll understand why speak good. I learned from you guys.
Mostly from me, but yes.
But you speak too slow.
What? What? The slower one speaks indicates how. You know what? Whatever. Let's just go. I'm not having this conversation with you while you are half-assed naked.
Well, I'm bagging my own clothes, but yeah, that it's still skimpy. Like, it's just torn to shreds pretty much, yeah, in every part.
Also, just get you some actual winter wear. Surprised you haven't been complaining about how cold it is.
But have fur.
Both of you roll perception.
Yeah. Where is it? Wait, there it is. Right.
Oh, is this? Can I smell this? Otherwise, it would have been a 9. Oh, it's just a 10 anyway. So.
I got it. I was making a spell. Hold on, I gotta save the changes. Collection, characters. Scroll. Aerodel, where are you? There you are. Alright. That is a 17. This isn't my passive perception. Alright, wonderful.
Neither of you notice anything out of the ordinary.
Ah, that's concerning. Let's see about getting you some clothes, and then we can head out.
But it closed, right?
Who says we're buying it? It says open the door for you.
The cold
You
breeze
tried
rushes
being
in.
gentlemen.
Is that not what you want?
I'm not sure what I want. And she steps through, catching herself.
So fucking confused. We'll make a stop at the tailor or whatever constitutes as that and just get her some fur. Like furs.
The building is ransacked. As you come inside, you see the slaughtered man behind the counter.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Wow. Art piece.
Anyway, you look for something that fits your size. I will do something else. Does there look like a hellhound might have died in here, like a pile of ash or anything?
Roll perception.
Alright, well.
So,
She isn't sure what she's looking for at first, but Ella's gonna like try out some different furs and leatherware.
Montage.
There are some burned paw prints in the wood. And obviously the man is very singed, his throat's ripped out, and he's very crispy overall. It looks like there was a hellhound here, however you don't see any like piles of ash or sulfur or any of the remains of what would be left of one.
Ooh, could I make a medicine or investigation check to see if there's any teeth that were dislodged in this man's body? Like,
Sure, I'll let you make
K-19?
one. We can do either medicine or investigation. I'll let you choose.
Oh. 21.
You find one. You find a canine.
I'll take that out from like whatever's left of this man's neck.
It's embedded in the spinal cord as you
Oh,
rip it out. Yeah, it's almost hot to the touch.
I'll pocket that, and whenever we leave, I know a few hellhounds did die, but I want to see if I can collect some of their remains, like the ash that they remain whenever they die.
Okay. Give me just a general investigation check, and then roll a d6 for me.
It's a 19 and a d6. 2.
2.
I want to see if I can find that dire wolf skin.
Spike's still in it? Or?
In the street, in one of the alleyways, you see a small gnome who looks like he's pretty messed up. He has obvious signs of ripping and tearing on his legs all the way up to his throat. But you do see a pile of ash next to his hand that's laying motionless and covered in blood as he's gripping a dagger as his last moments looks like he was fighting one off.
I'll take a knee next to the corpse of the gnome. Is his eye still open?
Is his eyes still open?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and close those. Thank you for your contribution. And I'm going to take out an empty pouch and just pocket as much as the ash as I can.
Yeah.
Tighten
Some
it.
black charred ash mixed with almost a fiendish smell of sulfur as you put it in this vial. The glass starts to immediately fog and become heat as it's can no longer escape this bottle. WaWor, you were looking for a dire wolf skin.
Yeah, or at least just a big wolven skin.
Investigation, if you want to try to find some specific thing.
Alright.
For pelts, there are pelts everywhere in this shop.
I got an 18.
It's not, you're not sure if it's a dire wolf per se, but it is definitely a wolf pelt. It's a mixture of a dark gray with spots of very light, almost ash gray, and it still has like the head on it. Obviously, no eyes.
Alright. I'm putting it on, tying the skin around my neck, and I take a little look from side to side as I use the head as almost like a hat, like a hoodie.
Okay.
And I think this work for now.
How much of her body does it cover?
The entire backside, but not quite as much in like the front. It's pretty much just the same.
Well, it's a nice cape, but we've still got all of this exposed.
But this not good clothes. This for travel.
As long as you're happy.
I feel you want to say something to me.
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Out with it.
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just saying that you seem a bit underclothed for this climate.
But look at your clothes. Pristine.
Yes, and it's because I'm covered head to toe in magical attire. I constantly prestidigitate myself.
What about your clothes is magical?
The fact that I keep prestidigitating them, come on.
Oh. Curious.
Also constantly warm because of it. I say as I snap my fingers and a gust of warm air just kind of comes out from inside my clothes.
I back away and I just make like this motion in front of my face. Did you have to?
What? Oh, come on! Don't be so childish.
She actually chuckles at that and leans in a bit and just pokes your nose and walks away.
And the last thing that I will be looking for on our way back to the group is if there are any dead dogs. Like just dog corpses.
Roll another investigation.
It's a natural 18 plus another 8, so 26.
You find the remains of what was left over from Lamp. Plenty of people slain in the streets.
May
You
I?
find a few live canines. But as you enter into this small house, obviously a family home, people are in portraits everywhere, gathered together. It looks like it's a very happy family. Roll perception.
As we are passing all the corpses here, I want to find some jewelry like that stands out, like golden or silver.
Investigation.
Alright.
30-20.
320. You enter into this back room. Looks like it was almost a study. There's a large fireplace that is now smoking, and the remains of people who were disturbed during a meal. As you find in the corner a small girl huddled and crying.
I'm like hitting natural 20s left, right, and center all the time.
She's sobbing. WaWor, you do find various bronze intricacies, silver fixings inside the house, like door handles. You see a picture frame that's clearly made out of gold.
Ooh, this good. I'm gonna break it apart.
As you approach this small child who's huddled in the corner crying, a small elven girl couldn't be any older than 50. She's holding the remains of what looks to be like a dead small dog, probably Chihuahua size. Its ribs are splayed open, the entrails are falling all over her, and she has blood covering her. Obviously not hers.
I will take a knee next to the child and just trying to keep her calm so she isn't startled by me. I'm just gonna say shh. Prestidigitate the muck off her clothes.
She freaks out, and almost surprised by you coming up to her and putting your hand on her back. As she like turns to look at you, she has giant claw marks scratched across her face, going over each of her eye sockets. She's obviously blinded.
Ooh, calm child. No need to be alone.
She's trembling. She's scared.
Do you have a name?
Petal.
That's all. Where's your family?
They're not here?
I did not see anyone on my way in.
Who are you?
A traveler.
What happened?
Your home was attacked.
It was hot. Where's my dad?
If he's still alive, he should be where the king is. I saw many refugees there. Do you know anyone who can take you?
My mom can take me.
don't believe she's here either, child. Oh, come in here.
I found goodies!
What?
Elle, as you step over the two corpses in the other room that are obviously charred and looks like the male died fighting, and there's not much left of the mother. Elle enters in to the room.
Oh, come on! Soom died. Soom died. I missed it all.
May I pick you up, child?
You're gonna pick up the child.
I'm asking her if I can pick her up.
She does not refuse.
I'll very gently pick her up. and...
Wait. Get Kibbles.
Kibbles?
She's like reaching for the dog. Looks like she doesn't realize it's dead.
I'm afraid Kibbles is no longer alive.
I'm gonna inspect the parents, the supposed parents.
Okay. Roll investigation. What are you searching for?
Their hands, like anything on them, anything of interest. Ooh, 21.
So they both have wedding rings on.
Oh. A pair of them. And I dislodge both of them. Stuff in my pocket. Oh my god. Soom just keeps dying.
You put both rings in your pocket.
I want him to say fingers.
Just take both fingers.
Could I?
I'm an evil rat, but I'm not a monster.
Could I roll persuasion to, like how I already told her the dog's dead, but to do it in a calm manner? To, like, it's okay to cry, but please don't punch me in the face.
Punch him in
You're
the
not
nuts and
really
run
trying
away.
to convince her that this dog's dead. Instead, you're trying to get her to not freak out. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Give me diplomacy.
What the hell? But that's like a 3.
That's not a
E thing,
that's not
isn't
a
it?
thing. The persuasion?
Diplomacy's not a thing.
That used to be a thing,
Sorry.
but not
Yeah.
5e.
Can you tell I've been playing other editions of D&D this week?
Yeah, bluff is deception as well.
Yeah, give me persuasion.
Alright. I'm not terribly great at it, but I do have 3. 15.
Uh, 15 with or without modifiers?
With.
She starts like hyperventilating and shaking. She's almost speechless as you start to see tears roll down her face.
I'll hold her like over my shoulder so she can like cry or whatever she needs to do, so I don't have to stare at her face while she's doing that.
I look at them, and I calmly walk over, clock my flintlock, and look at Arundel. I stow it away.
You will experience much loss in your life. It is time that you learn to accept the fact that you will outlive most people. And that is okay. Because for as long as you live, the memory of those you cared for will never die.
Just tears and sobbing in your shoulder. What are you doing?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, I'll attempt to pass pedal off to her.
Well, you give the child to me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just like holding up my hands and like, what I do? And I just like embrace it, but I'm not even sure what the hell I'm doing it for, or like how to embrace it.
I'm hoping the fact that you're fuzzy will remind her of her fuzzy friend.
That's true.
Be less inclined to, bite you or something than if she were to.
Oh, I think she's the one to get bitten here.
After passing off Pedal, I'm going to reach down to the small dog and just kind of pick it up and put it in my bag.
Hey, you pick up the carcass and place it in your bag.
The
remains of a collar, and do you speak Elven?
Yeah.
It is wearing a small tunic that says service. It's a service dog. You can presume she was probably blind before the attack.
You did as good as you could.
Ruby will ask later. She says, you take the dog and stuff it in a bag.
Now you will serve a far greater purpose. Says a close satchel.
Like Ruby did.
Alright, now. Let's head over towards where the king is. You should be able to figure out what to do with her.
Okay.
If that is alright with you.
I don't suppose you have another trap for Ruby?
Fair. But no. Not yet.
At least fill me in next time. It's more fun when you play a duel.
I'm walking out now.
This is
we'll-
I'm
me
just-
leaving.
Yeah, I'm walking after him, but at a
is
slight
me
distance.
Leaving. We'll make a stop at the palace to hand her off to a guard or something.
A guard takes her, and inside you will see Arendelle walk up. Are you holding the child, or is Elle holding the child?
I only need her to hold her while I was picking up the dog. So
Yeah, I'm leading the child.
Arendelle's holding a small child, very young, which you guys can assume. Passes her off to a guard, and they take her inside. She's still crying and trembling.
I'll inform them of her parents' obvious demise and allow them to take it from there.
What's Cammy doing?
And then I will make my way to the group.
Toomba's waving you down as you walk over.
I just realized I was muted. Arendelle!
I don't know him.
Arendelle, did you kidnap a child? That's against the rules, you know.
I'll have you know. I just saved that child.
We did sort of just take the child.
Yes, we did, but her parents are dead, and her service dog is also dead. So now she is.
Elle was also kidnapped. Same way. And I just deadpan at him.
By Arendelle?
I did not kidnap you. I detained you, and
You
you are
did.
free now.
Why?
Wait, you
I
did
know you did nothing of that sort.
What do you- What do you mean you
So-
detained Elle?
When we returned from our little jaunt back into the future, I noticed something trailing behind our dear friend Ruby. I had assumed she was possessed. I could not let that whatever was possessing her know that I was aware of this, so I had to go about it quietly, hence my standoffishness within the past few hours.
I'm looking at the bag where my amulet is.
I have since ascertained it was not, in fact, following her, but I'll reach into the back and pull out her necklace. This. I would like to examine it once we make camp.
Golden
Okay,
pendant catches the moonlight as he's holding it and dangling it. The fire's crimson hue bouncing off of the side of this now tarnished metal.
I turn to Bernadette and I just say, I don't like Arendelle. Just in front of everyone.
Now that I have
I-
explained myself, may we go?
I thought that you were getting along well. What happened?
She didn't like the fact that I did this without her consent. She also didn't like the fact that she was not actually trapped and she was duped.
What did you
Consent.
do?
Consent is very important, Arendelle.
What? She walked into a magic circle
That you made.
that you could have left at any time.
I not know. I
You
only
don't
know
even try.
4 spells?
You knew better.
So they came over by us, right? Like where we were standing
Yeah, we
before.
made
Yeah,
it.
we're in a
We're
circle.
all together.
The party is together.
Marlena's drawing in the snow, but now she's drawing Arendelle and Elle fighting.
This is just two stick
Like stick
figures slapping
figures,
each
yeah.
other.
The stick figures.
One has a tail.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw it and I'll show you guys.
Yes, perfect.
One of the
Speaking
stick
of the
figures has 3
planning,
legs for some reason.
Speaking of the planning, how far have you guys gotten into the planning process, and what have you planned at this point?
I think the plan is to follow Druid, right?
To where?
Looking for a high point.
Where we
By
go?
your best estimations, it's probably a full day's worth of travel to get to where the evidence of the smoke was coming from. You know that there's a few mountainous passes that you can take, and you guess that it shouldn't be too treacherous. There definitely will probably be some hazards along the way, though. You think you found the path of least resistance.
Captain, Ruby noticed this guy is still with us, and I point to Druid.
Yes. Well, they have been useful well, not useful, that's the wrong way to put it. They have been helpful so far, and I see no reason to kick them out if they wish to continue traveling with us.
I turn to Druid.
Besides, we have need of their service. What
Yeah,
the
sure,
hell?
sure.
We
Why
made
is she so much taller than me?
That's how Marlena sees you.
She's short, man.
It's fucking rude. I don't know how to feel about that.
Alright, well, Ella turns to a Druid and says, we may come off on Rockfoot. I sorry for point a gun at you?
Question mark?
That sounded like a question.
I'm not good
George's-
at apologizing.
Well, that was okay. Just don't make it sound like a question next time.
Fine.
It's all good. I don't know how to social. Druid just gives a thumbs up.
I think many of us suffer from that same ailment. They're just glaring at Arendelle.
I haven't the slightest idea of what you mean.
Not I. People tend to like me.
That is
No,
why you
yeah.
are the captain.
Never mind.
Were you not promised, what you say, gold payment for your service?
You haven't paid them yet. Are you serious?
I
We
kind of forgot about that.
I have
We are-
payment, and I give you some earrings and some like golden armbands and like.
The child's dead parents' wedding ring.
I mean,
It's not like we
yes,
weren't
but
planning
no, I'm
to-
keeping that to myself for now.
With the
Not
finger
like-
stone.
It's not like we weren't planning to pay them. We just haven't had the funds yet.
How much are your services, Druid?
Wait, what?
How much are your services?
My town's burned down and my little brother died, so I'm kind of doing this for free now. I kind of don't know
Perfect.
what I'm gonna do.
Oh, and I take my earrings and the armbands back that I gave you.
You get all back.
Fair enough.
Well, then I'm ready to set off as soon as you are. I assume that's the same for everyone else.
Yes, we were told to set off at once.
Were we given transportation, or am I to assume we are to leg it?
Leg it.
God damn it.
Yes, and it will be about a day to get there.
God, damn it.
DM, is there a lake or any body of water that might have fish on the way?
There's a frozen lake.
Good enough. You know,
it's-
waddle over to the map.
It's outside of town.
I haven't asked you this question in a while, but do you have enough food?
Yes, I was
For you
thinking of
mortally
that.
inclined individuals.
I was thinking of that. There is a frozen lake here. I could attempt to see if I can fish from it, but we will need a way to cut a hole in the ice.
I would be able to. I have some rations on my person, but I would be able to provide more substantial food tomorrow.
You were in the meeting with the king. You can also all roll history.
History.
History is a strong suit of mine.
15.
This is a 22.
Oh, an 8.
5.
Shit, hold on.
Do not worry, let Big Brain Arendelle handle the intelligence checks. Except nature. Fuck nature.
12.
Can do nature.
They have provided you with 3 adventuring packs.
I'm assuming
was-
no bobsleds.
It was discussed with some of the finer details of the meeting. He told you to go to a quartermaster, someone named Harris, to collect your items before you set off.
Have you visited the quartermaster yet?
We have not.
Yes. Perhaps stop by there and then make our way out.
Listen, drawing a map takes a long time, Arendelle. I have been busy.
The sooner begun, the sooner done. Let's head out.
So as you go to the quartermaster, it's a chipper young lad. Despite everything, is trying to
Read 'em
stay
over.
positive. So he hands over these 3 adventuring kits. It is
Oh,
2
excellent.
adventuring packs and 1 dungeoneering pack. Can choose who adds them to their kit.
No, thank you. I believe the dungeoneering pack should go to our good L.
Yeah, I was also considering that. That might be the best choice for me.
You
And the
want me to-
adventuring packs should go to Marlena and Connor. I was about to call you fucking Cayman. You need to change your
I
fucking
know your
name.
name. I keep saying it too.
Fuck.
Agree.
And Tumba.
You want to
I
add
can
them to
assume
your
that-
character sheets, guys?
I can assume that you're carrying more than enough supplies yourself.
What did I get? Adventure
Yeah.
kit?
Adventuring pack. You should be able to add it. It's a backpack filled with various adventuring gears, a bedroll, some torches, and some rations.
Arendelle, how long until Amulet get back?
As soon as we make camp, I will investigate it there. Until then, we must make our way towards wherever Druid takes us.
Okay.
You will get it returned to you.
I don't see an adventurer's pack. Would it be the explorer's
I don't.
pack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Explorer's pack. I
They're-
apologize.
They all fall under the Adventurers Pack category. It's just individual ones.
What shows ration? Okay.
You said there was the quartermaster was like a young man, right? Was a
Yeah, young human, about mid-20s, black
child.
hair, brown eyes.
You wouldn't happen to have a form of transportation for us, would you?
We have a few horses,
With
you
horses.
have
Ruby never
perhaps
ridden a horse before.
Me neither.
Perhaps a cart, a sled, anything?
Anything that would be able to ascend the mountain.
He would have to check it with the stable master. I only know my gear, but I do know we have those things around somewhere.
Perhaps a large goat.
Druid, what do you recommend for transportation? Would a horse be able to ascend to that altitude?
Perhaps a large goat would do.
Horse, big animal. Kind of
I
scary.
need either nature or history check. Druid.
Nature, don't hate me now. Nature did not hate me. 18.
Hey,
It is a very dangerous passage for a horse. A team of sled dogs could make it probably halfway before you get into some more of the steeper mountainsides.
perhaps legging it would be safer. I worry about slim, rocky passages. An animal might spook too easily and run off the side.
I'm not very attuned with many animals, so I'll take your word for that.
We'll be fine. I have traversed this sort of terrain before. I have never needed another animal to help me.
Shall we then?
I have no objections.
And off we go.
Lead the way, Druid.
And then I just go forward. Wait, should we go to... Where do we get the sled dog?
Did we?
We opted against it for safety concerns.
Oh.
Am I
I gotcha.
correct, Bernadette?
So-
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How long does wild shape take? Like how long will it last?
A matter of, yeah, it'll last 10 minutes, but for you to actually like transform into your form is a matter of seconds.
Wait, how
Oh,
long does
gotcha,
wild shape
gotcha.
last for?
10 minutes.
It's more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's like an
10 minutes or an
hour
hour.
or so.
No, isn't it like half her level?
No.
I think it depends on your level.
Hold on. It could be, because it could be up to hours.
I know it goes up.
I've
over
never
time,
played a
but-
druid past level 3. So.
I know it goes up over time, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't
My
like every level.
You're saying you had
I
a
got
druid
the-
grove on a ship, but they didn't pass level 3?
classes.
Okay.
Druid, wild shape.
I mean, I've never played a druid past level 3.
Number
Yeah,
of
you could-
hours
you could-
equal to half your level.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. 3 hours. It said
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah, so yeah, you got 3 hours.
Dang,
At level
okay.
at level 20, I'm pretty sure it's as long as you
10
want.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, no. If
That's
it's level 20, you infinite amount, just not as long as you want.
What are you doing?
What? No, I'm just thinking. So I just lead. I try to find a path. What was it? Least resistance.
Yeah, give me a nature or survival.
Gosh dang. Okay.
I will assist since I also have experience. So you get
So
advantage.
someone, perhaps someone could guide.
+8 survival. Come on.
Ooh.
Roll twice and take the highest one since I'm helping.
Yep. Do you get advantage
Okay.
on this one? Arendelle, take your advantage from the recap as well.
Ooh, 24.
Inspiration.
I don't remember how we were doing super inspiration, but did you say 3 of them stacks up to a super inspiration?
Yeah, 3 stacks of super inspiration. Oh,
I haven't used any of
awesome.
my inspiration.
Okay.
Now I have our Trump get out of jail free card thing.
No.
Ace in the sleeve, just in case.
Got a 24.
24. You can save a lot of time by kind of cutting into the frozen woods by going across the frozen pond. that Tumba was briefly mentioning earlier. At this time of year and with the how cold it's been lately, the pond should be thick enough to support everyone's weight.
Sure.
Nature is an unpredictable thing.
I prefer 100%, please.
Then you can walk around the lake.
Very well.
Which will take longer.
I will meet you on the other side.
It'll add probably 6 hours to your journey going around the lake and through the woods.
Grandmother's house we go.
I will meet you on the other side in 2 hours.
Hold on, Mike. There's something I must tell you. I haven't told anyone in a very long time.
Very well.
Starts flying up in the sky.
I can't swim.
Wow. He bird.
I can't believe my moment of vulnerability was outshined by him turning into a bird.
Marlena's a very good swimmer. Marlena will help you get across.
No, well, that's appreciated, but I'm also horribly terrified of water.
Yeah, Marlena will go so fast you won't even know. You beat to the other side before you know
this
it.
is a good idea. I feel like at that time you just probably like pick me up and just start running. And like, oh my god! No!
Just remember to disperse your way.
I was gonna look over at Tumba, and I feel like there's a little bit of chromatic justice in this. Watching Aerodel go screaming off towards the lake.
I agree. Perhaps he will eventually learn to be more cooperative.
Marlena's like, shh, you're fine. Pats his butt.
What were you putting your hand back there?
Tumba gets himself ready, starts.
Oh, my gooding motion's sake.
Starts doing the penguin waddle across the lake.
Get there eventually.
As
should belly slide.
I'm pretty
as you
fast.
guys continue down this lake with the snow still following and drifting, eventually the town becomes just a part of the dark horizon. You can still hear off in the distance the evidence of the town in your wake. However, it is soon replaced by the sounds of winds blowing and your footprints in this thick snow.
You think we run into more druids? Not
It is
you.
possible they do. It is possible they do tend to like these sorts of environments out in away from people.
Frozen wastelands.
It is possible. Druid is here.
That is a peculiar name for someone who also happens to be a druid.
It's
I'm
true.
gonna go one by one real quick and have everyone describe what they're currently wearing. We'll start with Toonba.
Tumba is wearing naught but the backpack, his hat, and his scarf. And also
Arendelle?
his eyes.
Arendelle is wearing clothes that have obviously been desaturated due to his time in the Shadowfell, but they're all various blacks, grays, very, very, very dark grays. They're not fur lined, but they're pretty adventure hardy, if that makes sense. They're suitable for travel, but they're still robes.
Any furs or anything like that?
Just around the neck.
Okay. Druid, what are you wearing?
So Druid's kind of used to the cold, so he's wearing just like leather boots, leather pants, leather shirt, basic.
Nothing but a Speedo.
No, that's
Marlene.
Tumba.
I'm not even wearing a Speedo. What are you talking about?
What is
all
Marlene
natural, baby.
The dominant is showing.
If you guys
is
can
what
hear
he
my
is gassing.
soundboard.
No, I
Marlena,
understood.
what are you wearing?
So I don't remember what Marlena was wearing. I know originally I was wearing just things I found off of the boat, but it was the color of the bad people, like the flags and the blankets and stuff like that. But I don't remember if anybody gave me other clothes.
We did.
Yeah,
we,
you
went-
were-
we bought.
like
We bought,
did,
we bought
right?
winter wear. Yeah.
Oh, I got a dress with pockets.
It's like one of those
Did have the dress with
Russian
pockets?
Yes, it was a dress
dresses.
with pockets. That's what it was.
Yeah, you got a very long fur dress.
I remember it now.
We'll say you're still wearing it. Bernadette?
Where would it go?
She's wearing her normal clothes, but she has the travel furs that she purchased over them.
And Elle, you're wearing your wolf pelt.
I am probably the size of a bear or slightly larger. But I'm also wearing some torn up order clothes. Probably my ankles are exposed. That would be probably the worst part of it.
Angles?
Yeah.
Out of everyone here, the party all kind of realizes Arendelle is underdressed for these conditions.
Ooh.
As
I'm
wind
running
starts to
across?
pick up. Yeah, and the visibility is very reduced in this area. It's not quite to the point where you can't see anything. However, it would be compared to blizzardous conditions right now. Arendelle, I need you to make a survival check for me.
Survival?
Yes.
19.
He's dead. He's already cold.
The elements do not seem to be affecting you at this time. However, you do know that if you don't cover up, you may suffer some negative effects.
Yeah, if anything, I would be prestidigitating my joints just to keep them warm so they don't freeze solid.
You know that is what is keeping you comfortable at the moment. As you all progress forward, I need D6 rolls from everyone.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
You take 20 for every oh shit. So I take 120 D10 fire damage.
What?
What?
I rolled a 6. That
Oh.
times 20 is 120.
I rolled a 6.
4.
We're all warm now.
And a 3.
So we got 2 6s, a 4, a 3, and a what?
What'd Druid get?
Druidy.
I'm trying to roll. How do you roll it? Just a six.
If you click at the dice icon, you can click the little D6.
The bottom
just
left.
The square. Yeah.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And if you click the dice
wait,
multiple
that's
times,
wrong.
if you need to roll more than one, you can do
Yeah.
that too.
I'm rolling in roll 20.
Oh, me.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. I got it. Roll to everyone.
Oh shit, I forgot to. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Oh, I got a 1.
Ooh.
That one, let's go.
You are dead.
So,
But I'm good to the cold.
No.
Druid is leading this group, and imagine Marlena with Arendelle over your shoulder. You're second.
I would have hoped she put me down by the time we left the lake, unless we're still on it.
You're still on
We're
the
on
line.
it.
Okay, then yeah, she's probably still carrying me.
Just bench pressing you while you walk.
For the other three, what are your guys' marching order?
Pumbaa would probably be behind Marlena.
I'll be near the back with Homer.
Yeah, I'll be in the back. Probably in front of Bernadette then.
I sent you my spell. Wink, wink.
What are you looking at?
Where's
You
Arendelle
all
winking?
watch. Druid is they're a few feet ahead of you right now. They're probably just silhouetted in this harsh snow. Druid, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving.
Carried off by the wind.
Ruby think weather gets worse.
Not
13.
to be a bother, but perhaps we should tie ourselves together or something.
You trip over something in the thick snow that's probably now up to your
Wow.
shins. For everyone else, it is almost at knee level. For Toonba, You're so light, you're actually walking across the snow. You're used to these conditions almost.
You're
as if you were
finally at
designed
eye
for
level with everyone.
True.
as Toomba's equally distributed his body weight perfectly as to not compact the snow as he skittles across the top.
Wow. It like Penguin was made for this.
You trip as you stumble over something.
Can I check what it is?
You will have to dig out of the snow for a little bit.
Are you all right up there?
What?
I think there's something here.
Marlena slows down because she was running, but then once it kind of like the snow is getting thicker, she kind of like slows down so she can like go back with the others a little bit.
Said there's something in your ear?
She already made it to the end of the lake, but she saw that nobody else was there, so she carried me back with her.
Yeah, but Marlena gets really nervous and scared. You saw land and you're like, what the fuck? No. I stop at the edge of the land and I go, where did everybody go? I turn around and run back.
Please wait me down. No, no, no!
Oh, Arendelle! I rummage through my backpack as I step up next to you.
Yes.
And I reach out and I hold a torch. Can you light?
Yeah.
Marlena thinks fire makes ice melt.
Well, I can use multiple casts of precipitation, so I'll continuously cast it on my knees, but then just spend one to cause a spark on the torch.
Well, with the windy conditions, it will probably go out immediately.
I try and like put my back against the wing as I like hover it like in front of my chest as we walk.
Like you're trying to light a cigarette and it's windy.
Yeah,
outside.
exactly.
Except I'm the lighter. I just keep snapping my finger. You
are digging through the snow to see what you tripped on. As everyone else gathers to you, you see Druid kind of just quickly digging in the snow.
Have you found
reason we stopped in the middle of this blizzard?
I think there's something here.
Yes, us.
Dumba will get down and help.
I believe you could put me down now, Marina.
You guys start digging. Both of you roll d6 for me.
Okay.
Excellent, a 1.
Just what you wanted.
5.
As you dig down, you see probably 6 feet across, there's the remains of what looks to be a dorsal fin that is sticking out through this ice.
What?
Either a shark or a dolphin. I would like to roll a nature check. I am quite versed in fish. And I might have to see.
Never mind.
You're not good at fish.
I'm not good at sea animals, apparently.
I'm double checking something. I'm trying
Only
to see
it was a woolly rhino or something.
Where is it?
I think it's a dinosaur.
It's an Ice Age reference.
It is a dog.
What?
I'm checking something because I have advantage on nature, but only in specific circumstances. So I'm trying to double check what those are.
Okay. Why don't you see what those specific circumstances are? Druid, it's kind of foreign to you.
Oh.
You've not really seen this coloration on a fin before.
No, I had it. Oh no!
What Captain doing?
Just for finding a fishing spot.
We're still standing on the lake, right?
Yeah.
17.
You know it is from a species called Kuwana. They're nicknamed by some of the men of the sea to be man-eaters. They're typically located in tropical climates. Best described as an 8-foot piranha.
Oh shit.
A very carnivorous fish.
Run.
Goomba looks very confused.
As you have dug so deep, you can tell that the ice in this area is inches thick. It's lake has been frozen for a while.
Oh, this doesn't make any sense at all. These fish should not be anywhere near this climate.
We're in the past, remember?
Yes, but these fish are specifically from tropical climates. And I don't see a palm tree anywhere nearby.
Maybe there's not a tropical climate to exist yet.
Arendelle, I don't believe that's how it works.
I don't care. I'm cold. Let's go.
I agree with
Marlena's
Arendelle.
swinging Arendelle around. I don't see any trees anywhere.
Please put me down, woman.
Perhaps something teleported them here the same way that we were.
I'm gonna walk over to Melina and I'm gonna like hand her an armband. If you throw the man 5 feet, I'll give this to you.
Wait,
Placed
what?
it in general.
I do not consent to this.
Please do not do that, Marlena. We do not want to. Oh God, look at that thing.
Marlena doesn't do it, but she tries. Arendelle's yelling at her to put him down, so she tries to put him down, and I just picture his feet like go back up, and like he climbs back up her. He's scared of the water.
Here, Arendelle, and
I say
Kuma takes off his hat and his scarf and hands them to Arendelle. This should help for a little bit.
It's not that I don't want it, but that's not what I mean by I'm cold. I say as I hold my arm out, it's kind of stiff for a second, and then I have to like put some force in it, and I hear a crack. Hopeses don't do well in the cold, I'm afraid.
Arendelle,
Says I snapped
how
it back.
tall are you and stuff? I forget.
I think 6'2", 6'4".
Oh, he big.
6'4", yeah.
A lot
big,
bigger
I'm
than I
just tall.
thought.
Not in the picture.
I suppose you are right, though. This is a mystery that we cannot solve just standing here, so let us continue on our way.
Well, that would actually mean that you're like more than a head above L the entire time. That like changes the
twice my
dynamic a
height.
little bit.
Is there a way I can carry Toomba? It's like over my shoulder.
They're going too slow.
Toonba seems to be faring pretty
I'm the fastest person in this
favorably
party.
along this climate.
Just wants to carry somebody.
You guys are all gonna continue march.
I am quite fluffy and round.
As you continue marching for probably about another hour or so, you make it across the frozen lake with no issue. Does anything happen in this time?
I just try to create a path because with my huge body, I try to shove as much snow and make a road for the others.
I will constantly be looking for a place like a cave or a large tree that we can push up against for us to set up a camp, because this is a very bad kind of weather to be walking around in.
And it's kind of hard for Arendelle to do that because Marlene is also looking around, but she's turning her entire body a lot.
Give me perception with double disadvantage.
How do you double disadvantage?
Just roll 3 times.
Blizzardous effects and unnatural hazards caused by Marlena.
There is a cave nearby, but it is full of owlbears.
Not the greatest number, but 15.
15. Not a bad roll at all. You definitely see some silhouettes of trees as you closer towards what would probably used to be the shore, but is now just solid ice. You can see the line of where the forest starts, and obviously probably the path that you would have taken if you didn't go across this lake to take this shortcut that Druid knew about.
Gorilla! I'll point out to where I found it. We need to make shelter!
As we're walking towards there, Bernadette will catch up with Toomba. Captain.
Yes, Bernadette.
I'm gonna try to keep my voice somewhat low so hopefully he can hear me. How are you feeling about this crew after last night?
Uneasy, to say the least.
You were
I probably
not...
trust you most of all, if I am being honest.
Thank you, Captain. It is returned. You were not in your room this morning, but something else was.
Do we know what it was?
No. Strange voice. I'm assuming since Alistair showed soon after, but I do not know.
It's possible, but my items do not seem to have been stolen. I'm unsure what they were looking for.
Or why would someone be looking for you here, where nobody knows us?
That is a good question. Remember them saying that Akuk-Tuk have not been here in some 300 years by now. Perhaps they were heard of an Akuk-Tuk and decided to take a look.
Perhaps your people did rule according to the currency.
Yes, unfortunately. I wanted to find a library, but well, you see how that went. Just more mysteries on top of mysteries that we can't solve, not by ourselves anyway.
I agree.
We should definitely keep an eye on Arendelle. He has been doing better-ish lately, but... well,
Captain, if he turns out to be a danger to this crew, he is much stronger than I am.
well, I will have to do what I can to break through his magical defenses, I suppose.
Let us hope it does not come to that.
How is everyone else doing? Tuma calls out.
Fucking cold!
I'm in the middle of trying to assemble a small campfire.
We're off the ice?
Yeah, we made it off the ice. We were just trying to make our way to that sheltered area I pointed out.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, when we're there, of course.
You ready to try?
You all make it off the ice. You make it to this ridge line of trees that kind of creates a canopy from the blizzarding winds. You hear the whistle of these rustling branches. As you get closer, you notice these trees are almost coated in a few inches of ice themselves. They have this crystal reflecting sheen on it that you saw similar to when you first got onto the island. You all make it there. You now no longer have disadvantage to perception as a lot of the wind is getting blocked out from these trees. However, you can all tell it's starting to get later in the day, but the temperature is definitely dropping.
Is land always so unresty?
Yes, unfortunately, it just really depends on where you are.
Is it like rain? Does it go away?
The blizzard
never
will
seen our-
probably calm eventually.
Well, we stay here until then? It's kind of small, but works.
It's just like a tree clearing.
Yeah, it's a tree clearing. It's not like it's created like a wall of ice by any means. Just the trees are kind of coated in a few inches of ice. You can still make your way through these woods, and it's kind of creating a small shield against the elements.
Could I make a creative use of my abilities as a scribe's wizard real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
So this place is still matted with snow, correct? Just not nearly as deep as it was when we were walking across the lake.
I wouldn't say it's insanely deep. You're not walking in feet of snow by any means. However, it's not a small number. You could probably say there's anywhere from 18 to 20 inches of snow on the ground.
Okay. Could I use a 3rd level spell slot to upcast Wither and Bloom, only to increase its range and change the damage type to hot, to fire, so I could try to warm the area and melt the snow?
Can it melt the snow? I say you can. Being evocation, I'd say it's definitely doable. Does anyone need to make any saving throws?
I would ask them to get out of the range of the spell. Otherwise,
Okay.
yes, there would be a nasty saving throw.
Yeah. As you're doing that, I'm gonna walk up to Melina and like gonna poke her in the shoulder.
Yes.
I will say this does kill all non-magical vegetation in the area.
My nature.
Fish has
I don't
big
care.
weapon, right?
What was it?
Fish has big weapon, right?
I don't know who Fish is, but Marlena has big weapon. Yes.
Will show. We might need.
I'm just like I'm like 60 feet away from y'all, just tracing arcane sigils in the air and floating around me.
Does everyone move out of the way for this spell?
Yes.
Of course.
Definitely.
Marlena
No,
follows
I want
Bernadette's
them to hit
movements.
me.
Marlena says Bernadette sees Bernadette getting kind of like out of the way, so Marlena just.
Okay, hold on. I want to just
Bernadette.
make sure.
Bernadette used to know this spell.
Okay. Each creature of my choice. Each creature of my choice
Okay,
will make
so
the saving
it's
throw, so
optional.
all of them can
Perfect.
say. All of them can say.
This is an instantaneous spell, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Describe how this flash of light appears and what it does to the surrounding scape. It's a 30-foot radius, right?
Flashbang
Yeah,
out.
The explanation for casting it to another level was so I can increase that radius to cover
Okay.
the whole area we're in.
How high are you upcasting it?
Just the 3rd. I don't want to
Okay.
use my only 4th level spell slot for this.
That's 90 feet?
Sure.
Yeah. Go and describe this.
So as I begin tracing the sigils in the air in a circle around me, I begin tossing them out, like kind of like how Doctor Strange would grab the runes and just kind of toss them out like cards, so they each reach a different area 90 feet away from me, and I create one more master rune. And as I snap my finger, it ignites a chain reaction that sends 8 lines to each of the 8 runes around us, causing each of them to begin to radiate heat, and they just kind of go into the ground. They slowly descend into the ground, and the ice and snow begins to melt, but then the vegetation also begins to wither away.
Yeah.
Or in this case, it begins to burn away.
And just as he describes, is what you all see as these runes twinkle through the night, and slowly the snow around you, over a matter of moments, slowly starts to lower and finally dissolve. Below it is an obviously dead amount of grass, as this spell does cause a significant amount of light to appear. I want a perception check from everyone individually while this is happening.
Ooh.
What weapon Fish has?
Natural 20.
25.
Wait, what check?
Perception.
8.
Great sword, crossbow heavy. I only got a 12.
Oh, big sword, not it. And she turns to Druid. You have big
18.
weapon?
Let me check. What's a scimitar?
The curved sword.
Yeah.
Like an Arabian sword, yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
pronouncing it correctly. Scimitar, not scimitar.
Scimitar.
It's actually scimitar.
Skymator.
Can I get a scimitar?
A Skymator.
Just let me say Scimitar.
I like skymator.
Scimitar.
Yes.
Scimitar.
We had a whole bit about that, yeah.
I'm about to take a fucking level in barbarian.
You mean Barbarian? I'll let that one pass.
Barbarian.
No one rolled under a 5. So
I got an 8. I think I was the lowest.
you all notice that there are signs of life from a time that has passed. You can see the remains of acorns that look like they've been frozen for a while, as well as some vegetation in the area that was obviously burned away. However, Bernadette, you notice something else that catches your eye. Inside one of the trees, there is a large slash mark, probably signifying the signs of a combat that were to happen here. And as this spell kind of illuminates not only this 90-foot radius, but kind of the surrounding areas as the arcane energy is like bouncing off these crystallized trees just out of the range, you can see clear indications of like arrows sticking in some of these trees that are farther in, giving you the idea that these were placed here more recently.
Druid, do you know of any scouting parties that were out here? And I'll point out the signs of combat.
From what I've seen, no. I've only hunted from these places. I have not seen anything other than animals.
We should be cautious. This
As-
force might be closer than we anticipated. Hey.
As the spell concludes, the arcane scissors I created earlier begin to spiral back until they meet towards the center master room, and I kind of crush it in my hands and let it drop into the ground to create a small fire.
And a bonfire appears in the middle of this clearing that is now here.
Huh. You really can solve everything with magic.
Not everything, just most things.
I was about to blow a tree up.
That's an interesting sentence. Now, please make yourselves at home.
Thank you. And she sits down and takes out a stick of mineral, like a metal bar or something. Probably like roughed up. And she starts just grinding it against the front of her face.
What time of day is it?
Give me nature check to see if you can read the position of the moon.
God damn it.
I've played
15?
with a lot of DMs this week. They've given me a lot of ideas.
15?
15. From the position of the moon and for how cold the temperature's dropping, you estimate it's probably late into the evening, getting close to those double-digit numbers. So it's probably closer to 10 at this point.
All right. So Marlena kind of kicks back and she kind of puts her hand out by Toomba.
Just like,
Yeah, kicks back, puts her hand out like, Marlena's very thirsty.
I'll just give her a hand high five.
but you
Marlena's
only have
also
high
hungry.
one.
Arendelle, can I have that D100 roll?
Oh, balls.
Fair enough.
It's only fair to let such a cinematic spell go off before having the eventual magic, wild magic.
The spell definitely went off. That is for sure.
26.
26. All right, you guys can continue. I just needed to get that out.
Toomba Kumba laughs a little and then pulls out his pack and starts pulling out rations for everyone who eats. And he pulls out the alchemy jug. And what are you feeling today, Marlena?
Marlena, she looks around because it's like frozen lands, and she was hoping we could catch something to eat, and goes, "This'll do." She just takes whatever's in your hand.
I mean, if there were any small animals within the radius, they're definitely cooked.
Why? Marlena's gonna look around for some
like some worms, like earthworms.
Maybe some voles or rabbits.
Yeah.
Y'all
Do
ever
I
had
find
fried-
anything
Y'all
fried
ever
in
had
the
fried
land?
vole before?
No.
Tastes like shit.
I could attempt to dig out that kuama from the frozen lake.
Yeah, true.
That'd be a bad idea.
Go diving.
That was a long
Go
distance.
punch a hole in the ice.
Go fishing.
Yeah, like seal fishing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
fishing.
I think it's pretty thick ice.
All right, go ahead and tell me my punishment for casting a spell that saved their lives.
Wait, did
Honestly, I wish I could tell you guys what happened.
Oh.
But
That's
I
worse.
really like it's hard for me not to tell you guys what happened, but as far as you know, nothing happens.
Oh, then a
Well-
bottomless snowman comes and kills you in your sleep.
This is something you're gonna know like after the game, yeah.
I will say this was a good one, like a very good one.
going for you or going for us?
I think good one for everyone all around equally.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, DM, we'll close our eyes and you tell the audience.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
close their eyes and tell the audience.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're
If
not
you
looking.
guys, if you guys unanimously decide to want to know what it is, and everyone agrees not to metagame, I would maybe persuaded to disclose this
I
information.
literally walked into a death trap. I'm not gonna metagame.
Okay, so before we agree to this, will it genuinely surprise our characters if and when we find out?
Yes.
Then don't tell us.
Yeah, we'll
Looking
leave
at
it.
Then don't tell us.
Yeah.
looking at
Okay, so there's a high
all
chance
of
we're
you,
gonna find
there's-
out. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, don't tell us.
sure. Otherwise, find out.
It's-
Tell us after
It
the
is
game.
a when you find out situation.
Oh yeah, don't tell us then. Okay,
Yeah.
if it was something like we won't find out, then no.
When
not,
you
but-
see it.
Yeah.
Just,
It's not a fuck around and find out moment, right?
I have made a note. Just verify that I have made that note at the end of tonight's session.
Okay.
This entire campaign has been fuck around and find out. So
Well, anyways, while everybody else is
I love this campaign. This
while
campaign.
everybody else is foraging for dead animals in the ground and
Trying to
getting
find something
prepared for the
cooked.
night,
Hungry.
The rations.
I will be doing something over here.
So as this
Scooch
fire is magically formed, what is everyone doing?
Grinding my
Otherwise.
teeth, but also looking at everyone. Just like pretty much just watching TV while I'm tending to my healthcare.
I will
Body
pass
care?
out rations to everyone, even the ones who don't want it, just in case. And as much as he wants a hard drink, he's going to use his alchemy jug to make 8 gallons of fresh water for us to drink.
Marlena
and
has
s-
rations, so she.
Are you doing this next to the fire?
But me?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be not like directly next to it, but in the area, yeah.
Yeah, like within the warmth of
Yeah.
the campsite. Okay. And then Marlena, what are you doing?
Marlena doesn't need the rations because she has her own, so she kind of like wants to save it for the others. So she's kind of just looking around, see if she sees any like nice kebabs lying in the ground from the magic. Any animals that are nice and toasted.
Roll survival or nature. I'll let you choose.
Roasted worms.
Some nicely well done
survival.
vole sticks.
Medium
Beetles,
rare worms.
scorpions.
So I think this is very thematic with our new social media star in the campaign currently. You do see evidence of rabbit tracks on the upper snow.
It's fitting. Okay. So then she tries to save the rabbit. I'm just kidding.
Immediately it's killed by an arrow.
And you magically have a bucket.
Oh, you said magically roll D100.
I don't get it.
DM said it. Oh, my
check
TikTok.
out Sim's TikTok.
That's a very
What's
funny
TikTok?
joke.
Marlena, yeah, she's ahead of the times. So there's bunny rabbit trail going up, like bunny feet.
Yeah, you can probably presume there's a den in the area.
All right. She follows the tracks a little bit. She kind of looks back to see if anybody's watching her. Nobody's paying attention. She keeps walking.
So you follow these for a little bit. Is anyone? I need perception from everybody. And Marlena, I need stealth for you.
Okay.
I use my passive
Ignore that.
Sure.
since I'm not actively
18.
searching for it.
Yeah, and I can smell everyone, so this is gonna be an
can
advantage.
We can take passives right now. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I'll
17.
16.
You rolled 4 for stealth.
Only 4, yes.
She steps on every single twig that somehow was not burned.
Anyone who has above a 4 passive perception, you see Marlena kind of push out of the camp into the night.
What fish doing?
Marlena, where are you going?
Do I hear her? Am I that close to?
Of course you do. Yeah.
I see rabbit tracks.
Marlena, it is not safe to wander out by yourself.
But there might be Toasty Bunny.
If you die, I'm not bringing you back.
Marlena's been carrying you.
Against my will, I might add.
We should always stick together at the very least with the buddy.
Marlena stops because of Bernadette and she goes back. She plops down next to Tumba. She takes some rations and she eats them reluctantly.
Oh,
I take on the can of water and I drink from like the brim of it. I go back to eating.
Look over at Druid. Druid, would you be able to accompany Marlena?
Sure, why not? I have some experience.
She's
Children?
very spirited. Keep an eye on her, please.
Druid
you
gives a
bring-
thumbs up.
Be sure not to blink around her.
I just imagine me eating it like it's jerky and just like.
Not
Druid
even
kind of goes to
de-skinning it.
Marlena and like taps her shoulder, like very gently because it's a big finger.
She's a barbarian, she can take it.
Yeah, I'm tough.
You want to hunt rabbit?
Yes.
And then I just like point behind me and then start walking away.
But then
You
I still
wild
sit,
shape into a rabbit.
No.
The hunt's on, bitch.
I'm still sitting there because Bernadette told me not to go, and I say no. Bernadette takes everything away from me sometimes.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Captain, why you
Yes.
carry that big thing?
Captain.
I said if you go with a buddy, it would be all right. Druid is offering to go with you.
She perks up and runs.
Literally is a shot.
It's the first time anybody's seen a barbarian skip out into the woods.
Yeah.
Marlena and Druid, are you two going off together?
Yeah.
We're just gonna follow the bunny tracks.
Okay. Both of you roll survival to see if you can successfully track this animal.
Ooh, 27.
19.
Jesus.
Druid, you track this animal, and you can tell by the way that it's like bobbing and weaving. It was probably getting chased by a predator at the time when it made these tracks. However, you know that rabbits typically tend to make their dens not too far deep within the forest.
So wait, we haven't found it in its den, right?
You've not found the den yet. You can tell that you're probably gonna be following this trail for a little bit though, because it was probably evading death when it was making these tracks.
And then let there be light happen 50 feet away.
Okay. I like motion, like a shushing noise to Marlena. And then like point at the rabbit, of course.
So you guys are gonna continue to like follow it a little bit deeper in?
I'm just
I
following
like
her.
asked. I just asked Marlena. It might be very far. You
Okay.
wanna keep-
Perfect.
Druid's kind of shocked.
Everyone else, what are you doing?
I'll be the last one to say what I'm doing.
Why are you carrying that big thing? And I look to you, Tankard.
Oh, it is an alchemy jug. It magically creates liquids that you can drink. And
Huh.
also mayonnaise and honey.
In anything?
I mean, not anything. There are limitations, I believe.
Like what?
You've seen him use it before.
I not pay attention. I just thought it was like, poor.
Could make
That fits.
beer, water, wine, oil, vinegar.
Oil?
poison.
You can make
Yes,
oil.
Yes, oil.
Huh.
America opens a boom tube right next to us.
No, I heard oil. It's mine.
Ruby might need some point. So why not grab drink? If easy,
I made some water already. If you'd like some.
I have water and I hold out the decanter of water.
Well, there is more if you get thirsty.
What hardest liquor you tasted?
Oh.
She looks very challenging at you.
That is a good question. The dwarves often make some very strong liquor, but
Me tried few brews, yeah. But too expensive. Never done so more than I would like.
well, perhaps when we get back to civilization, we can make a night of it.
I look outside and the blizzard. We got time to kill.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to use this again until tomorrow. It's a once a day kind of thing.
Oh. Boring. I go back to grinding my teeth and look away.
Bernadette, what are you doing right now?
Bernadette is currently whittling on a piece of wood and just keeping an eye on Arendelle, the corner of her eye, but she's kind of lost in her thoughts right now, not really paying attention to her surroundings.
But what you need to do now?
Roll Arcana.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 2 on the die. 10.
Inside your jacket pocket, you kind of feel a slight vibration.
I'll straighten up and see what's in my pocket.
When you reach your hand in your pocket, you feel something meet your hand. It's something folded. It feels like a parchment.
Pull it out.
It'll be in your DMs in a second. Arendelle, at this time, you said you're gonna be making that Arcana check for me as well.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make that done and let me know your results.
In DMs or out loud?
I mean, if you want to say it out loud, you can. You can DM it to me. Bernadette, you pull out a folded piece of parchment from your pocket. What do you do with it?
Does it appear to have any magic on it? Or is it just paper?
Just seems like paper.
I'll open it.
You're greeted with this.
Oh.
You succeed, Arendelle.
Her face doesn't change, but she tucks it back into a safer part of her attire. I'll slip it into the bag of holding. And I go back with more fervor at the carving.
You still feel that vibration on the inside, close to your vest.
I'll check to see what it is.
You feel the book.
I'll get up and try to find somewhere a little more private.
Arendelle, what have you created? As Bernadette gets up and kind of walks towards the far east side of camp, kind of away from Toonba and Elle, who are having this conversation, and Toonba's holding his jug, and Arendelle's over on the western side of the camp, kind of doing things, as towards the northern side, Druid and Marlena have disappeared into the forest now, out of everyone's view and out of the radial reflections of light.
So during this time of creating the spell, I was virtually casting it because I already had the medium required. I had that dog from earlier. So I've since laid it out upon the ground and begin to etch the sigils around it. I take the tooth of the hellhound and the ashes of the hellhound, and I place the tooth inside the cavity and sprinkle the ashes around it to form that little... It's kind of like a summoning circle, basically.
The body starts to smoke and kind of screech as the ashes hit the skin, and you hear almost the screams of a million souls as you see the body start to cinch together and the ribs snap into place, and the skin knit itself together before this creature's head spins a full 360 before kind of cracking back to life.
To make it a little bit more effective, I do put some more energy into it, some of that shadow plane energy, to make it bigger than obviously a chihuahua.
And you see its physical form after it kind of like Pet Cemeteries back to life, as you see a large shadow from the fire kind of creep over and kind of move with its own fluidity and kind of encase this creature and grow up as it starts to expand. And instead of there being this like Chihuahua / Shih Tzu style dog in front of you, it's now this Rottweiler, almost German Shepherd-esque dog. And it's only shadow. It's completely almost ethereal in nature, and it's got two white eyes that are just kind of piercing out through this pitch black darkness.
I will link a picture, guys. But yeah, that was a very good description of it. It's actually better than what I was going to say. So,
Bernadette, as you find yourself isolated, as Arendelle is doing some odd arcane energy, what are you doing?
I have Homer with me. I'm just like trying to find somewhere a little secluded where I'm out of sight. Holy shit. Okay. And once I'm out of sight of everybody, or if I'll use Homer to kind of shield if I can't find it anywhere out of sight, and I'll pull out the book.
You pull out the book and it is fine. It's like the day you found it. However, it doesn't have that weird, strange text on the cover anymore. It's changed.
Can I read it?
You can read it. It's Elvish.
Oh, actually, I don't know if I can. Actually, I can't read Elvish.
I know someone who can.
You do recognize the style and the slants and the whimsical curvatures of the letters. It is a language that seems to be more common. However, the vibration is still coming from this book.
I will summon Mitten.
Okay.
Am I out of sight, everybody?
Yes, you're kind of hunched over. The firelight's barely gracing your body. You just look kind of like you're in deep thought in this corner of the camp.
I'll kneel down so I'm no longer standing, so in case something happens, it's not super obvious that I'm suddenly unconscious. But I'll have Mitten in front of me. I'll look up at Homer, who's kind of hovering over me. You remember your instruction, and I'll open the book.
As you open the book, you see that writing is on the page, but you still feel the vibrations coming from deeper in. The writing also is a different type of letters than it was originally.
Still Elvish, it looks like.
You can probably assume.
Okay.
Elvish, but written by someone differently.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Oh, okay. So it's like different handwriting. Alright.
So I'm
Do
checking to see if I.
Do you turn the page?
I would. So I was checking to see if I have comprehend languages, but I don't think I do.
As you turn the page, you see a half blank page, but something odd catches your eye as the letters are writing themselves on this book in real time. You slowly start to see letters forming across the lines and just sort of fading into existence on each of the page. And it's that writing that you can feel is causing that vibration.
Hey, Shy.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to call it early tonight. Kind of feeling
No
like
problem,
shit.
buddy.
Aw.
Good night,
We'll
Lisa.
just
We
say
feel
Tuna
better.
goes to sleep. You can take the effects of a long rest.
Okie dokie. I don't think I needed it. But...
I'll as I'm seeing this, nothing happens to me. I just see this writing happen.
Correct.
I'll just think for about half a second, and I'll just get up, and I'll just briskly walk over to Arendelle.
Go ahead and roll a D100 for me, Arendelle. We're gonna fade scenes here real quick. I need a stealth check from Marlena and Druid.
You said ritual spells don't?
It was a ritual. You're good.
Alright.
3.
8.
You managed to find this rabbit den. It's a hole that kind of goes underneath this log that's protruding from the snow. You can assume your target is inside this hole.
Well, Marlena
Rat-
just. Druid, do you think the rabbit's here?
I would think so.
Marlena will reach in and grab it.
You reach in and roll animal handling.
Can I also go around Marlena just in case the rabbits jump out of nowhere?
18.
Yeah, we'll give Marlena advantage. We'll say you're helping her with this action.
Oh, I got 18 right now, but you want me to roll again?
Perfect. No, 18 will hit the DC. You can do a crit fish if you'd like. If you'd like to roll that second dice for just funsies.
Okay. It was worse.
Okay. So we'll say with the 18, your hand finds the ears of this rabbit and you pull it out. But as you pull it out, you and Druid both notice something a little further into the forest. I need perception from both of you as you're kind of like holding this rabbit that is now like squirming and kind of kicking in the air.
6 only. That seems about right for Marlena.
18.
Marlena, you don't notice it as you're kind of really focused on you got this fucking rabbit. Druid, you can kind of peer through the tree line and you see some smoke billowing up. There's evidence of a camp further in.
I furiously start tapping Marlena's shoulder. Marlena, danger, up ahead.
Where? Marlena sees nothing. I'm just playing with this rabbit.
Accidentally
When
break
she-
his
Head
hand.
back.
Points it out, you can sort of kind of see some smoke.
Do you think it's campfire?
Maybe, but that means danger.
Which of Marlena is this rabbit? This rabbit's alive, not cooked.
It's alive.
Oh my god.
You can unalive it if you'd like.
Probably on accident with how much you've been moving it around. You're just, oh, you're so cute, Snap.
Probably
Oh, no.
exactly what would happen with Marlena too.
Would
Oh,
you like to
rabbit.
would you like to
Rabbit.
unalive the rabbit?
Rabbit's not moving anymore. Yeah, I have to make it unalive. I have to eat it.
Roll strength.
Oh no. Let's see how
The
vigorously
corpse
you rip
springs
it
out of your hands and runs away.
I have so much strength. 22.
You kind of grab the rabbit and you kind of cradle it in your hands, and with a sheer screech that echoes and rips through the night, you turn its neck. A horrendous crack. The rabbit stops moving. Its legs twitch a few times, but you have it.
No.
Is everything
it's you.
against my TikTok here? Man. Okay, well. Should we go back by Bernadette? Or should we go towards Smoke and cook rabbit?
Definitely should go back to the party.
Party? Marlena loves parties. The Smoke has a party? We should go that way.
We didn't give
Stunned
her the
because-
step-by-step instructions of how to baby her.
Didn't. Marlena starts walking towards the party. Which is, in her
Looking-
mind, the Smoke.
Okay.
You're bigger than her. Don't forget, you're bigger than her.
You're walking
She has to stop me.
towards this unknown campsite.
Nobody's gonna stop me. All right.
Owen! Say something!
I'm just like looking back, like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't.
As you get closer to this
Such a
campsite,
wow.
Marlena, you notice the obvious signs of people being here. You see some disturbed snow, and as you start to get closer, you see some tents with a very large green teepee-style tent in the far back. But in general, there are probably 4 tents.
Marlena starts slowing down and she gets closer. She kind of looks back. Is Druid following her?
Yeah, I'm following.
Oh, okay. So you look back and you're following, so she feels okay about it. She's like, okay, everything's fine.
I need
no.
another perception check from you guys.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm just dead.
17.
You said perception?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after you roll that, go ahead and roll that stealth check.
12 and
With my big body, what stealth do I have?
12 and 22. I'm a sneaker.
Oh my god. I got 8.
Marlena,
very
you get a little bit closer to this camp before you start to notice all of the blood that is coating onto the snow. And you also notice this blood a little bit sooner than Marlena does, and you kind of stay back, Druid. It's then when you start hearing the whip cracks and the people screaming in agony, and you notice the flags of the order being flown and blowing in the wind.
Marlena holds on to her bunny and starts backing up.
You can assume this is probably a small scouting group or a small detachment. This is not by any means the entirety of the forces here. Both of you have seen much larger numbers than this. However, you can tell from some of the evidence of the chains being shaken and these whip cracks and the screaming that there are probably some slaves in this campsite as well.
Druid, I don't think this is a very fun party. It doesn't sound very fun.
Marlena, this is the bad kind of party.
It's then when you notice that there is a man in order garb, all black and green plate, slowly making his rounds around the camp. Looks like he's on guard duty or on watch. His eyes are glowing almost a neon green as they shine in the darkness, and he's carrying a large, heavy crossbow.
Marlena thinks we should go back by Bernadette.
Druid thinks the same.
We should run.
Oh no, they're both
Definitely.
speaking in the third person now. It's contagious.
Marlena starts rapidly going towards where the rabbit hole was to find the way back to Bernadette.
Run. It's just a run meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're running.
And I start to
Run
think about the
faster.
layout, how to go back.
You easily find yourselves back in your camp, briskly. It does not look like anyone in the camp has taken notice to you.
Oh.
And all of you see Marlena and Druid kind of rush into the campsite. Toomba has fallen asleep and is just lost in the sauce right now.
I'm poking my incisor as I turn around to them.
Out of breath.
As Bernadette was walking towards Arendelle with a purpose, the book in her hand, as they burst into the camp, she stops and looks over.
I'm holding a dead rabbit.
Everyone who's awake looks at you, including the monstrosity I just created. They just slowly turn towards you.
It's like a record stopping.
What? Are you alright?
It was a bad party, Bernadette. A bad party. Druid said we should go to the party, and then we went to the party, and then it was a bad party.
I just look at Druid for clarification.
What actually happened?
We found a den of bunnies up ahead. Smoke, danger, scary people up ahead.
People.
What kind of people?
People who hurt others.
That's not very specific. Were they flying some kind of?
There was
Were they
blood.
Were they wearing black and green?
Yes,
God.
Druid nods.
More druid like you? Oh, it was your party?
Order. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was your birthday party, Druid.
Druid shakes his head.
Ruby
wanna
stands
go
up and
fast?
stretches out a little bit, comes over.
I do not
So,
think we should
what-
stay. We should not stay here if they are that close. How many were there?
Don't have much place to go, I'm afraid.
Couldn't see much. Only
Didn't
saw
sound
one
like a-
guard.
Didn't sound like a big party. I saw how many tents, right? Because I went close enough. Oh, you're muted.
You saw at least 4 tents.
Marlena
many?
saw
You-
4 party tents.
You can assume they're probably
And-
2-person tents from the size.
Perhaps it is something that we can handle. We are here to scout ourselves. They also might have some information as to where their war camp is.
I check my weapons and inspect it. I look to everyone else.
Perhaps not so loud. That's a. Use your words, Ruby. Ruby.
She
Oh,
look like feels her throat, and then she looks to your bag, and then she just frowns.
Marlena kind of just holds the rabbit in her face, like, "Do you need some rabbit?"
I look to the rabbit, and look back at you, and I'm just defeated.
I'll hold out the. Since she clearly needs it to talk for some reason, I'll hold out the amulet and cast identify. Ritually.
So
cast
you're keeping the
identify.
amulet in your bag?
That's where it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide a hand for me. As are you just kind of reaching back and grabbing it?
No, I'm actively.
Oh, you're
opening it.
okay. So you're actually okay. Sleight of hand to make sure you grab the right one.
Oh God. R2 in my pack. 12.
Arendelle holds out another pendant as it catches the light before you notice this, and you kind of retract and you then retrieve the correct one.
Perception check to see what
There we
that
go.
was.
You can.
Alright, well. Sure.
Give me 10 minutes, please. I say as I begin the. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I have the ability to instantly cast a ritual spell once a day. I do that now.
For identify.
Yes,
And you got the information that you retrieved last week.
but like knowing that this is where that energy was coming from, that it was the traces of conjuration magic, right?
Oh, for the amulet of communication.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is giving traces of conjuration magic.
Is it
Is it-
leaving like a trail, or is it generating it?
It's almost as if something's like leaking.
I'm going to check to see if there's any kind of damage on it. Like perhaps the magic gem in it has cracked.
probably,
Investigation.
probably like from the way that I threw it.
Probably did it actually. I didn't even remember that. Investigation. That's a 26.
It does have a small crack, almost hairline in the gemstone.
Well, that would explain it. Bernadette, would you mind coming here?
As I was already like walking towards you, I'll like continue, and I'll
She looks from the floor up to you.
Don't mind the dog.
she Granda's not faced by the talk at all.
I look down at the floor again as Arendelle says that.
I'll gesture you to come over as well, Ruby.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose she feels that, so yeah, she moves over. No eye contact though.
I'll hold the gem towards where the light of the magic fire is coming from, and I'll trace my finger along the crack. I believe I found our source. It's been
Yes.
damaged.
I do not know if that is fixable. I can certainly try, but perhaps we currently have pressing matters. We are in maybe safer conditions. I could take a look and attempt to repair it. But Arendelle, why do you have this?
This is the source that I mentioned earlier, after detaining her.
After a little bit, I give a slight nod.
The source of the conjuration magic. After we returned from our little history jaunt,
I see.
I was attempting to follow it, hoping that maybe, best case scenario, I could use it to find a way back.
The way
Clearly, L is attached to it, so I will not be destroying it as I originally planned.
Takes a long, slow sigh.
I would ask that you, at some point, repair it. I'll hand it over to you. Just be sure not to have anyone wear it. A damaged magic item is far more dangerous.
I'll look at it and I'll turn to Elle. Elle,
Yeah, my eyes are going between you guys.
I'll hold it out to you. This is dangerous to use, but if you wish to hold on to it for safekeeping, I can repair it when we are not in such a dangerous position. Or at least attempt to.
And she takes the amulet.
Perhaps do not use it until we can repair it.
I think I see some smoke coming from over this way.
As I'll look over, Arendelle, we have another problem. We have another issue, and I hold the open book out to you.
Bernadette, the party's coming over here.
Yep.
The party's coming
And
to
I'll-
us.
I hold it open just long enough for you to see that it is writing itself, and then I'll close it and store it into my bag, one issue at a time.
I'll
Marlena
say,
doesn't have enough
uh,
rabbit for everybody.
after she closes the book, I'll snap my finger and the fire just gone.
Goggles.
Fire dissipates and the cold breeze starts to wash over all of you. Marlena, your rabbit was almost finished before this fire just disappears. It does look edible. It's got a light sear.
Medium well.
Alina.
It's definitely rare.
Oh.
I'll lower my voice, but I'll send a. Actually, no, I have a message. I'll send a cantrip to Marlena. Marlena, those are order soldiers. We are in danger. Keep quiet.
He nods.
Do you have your weapon?
I'm gonna check it out alone, boss. I'm sure it's nothing.
As you see the red eyes of a goblin kind of pierce through this kind of breach in the trees. I need stealth checks from everyone.
I snap my fingers.
Could I make an action?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely not spotted anyone.
Yeah, as well.
I will offer a low whistle in command of my Stitch Hound and have it circle around to where the goblin is.
Yeah, you see it kind of do that the tuck thing that canines do as it starts to circle around. Do you want me to roll for your canine, or do you want to roll for it?
I'll roll for it. I have its stats up. Let me actually add the spell real quick. I can't believe I haven't done that yet.
You do get advantage. It is dark, so all of you do get advantage with your stealth checks.
Oh.
Advantage?
Oh.
Oh, shit,
Yes, it
that's a lot
is.
better.
It is pitch black.
I snap my fingers as I get an idea, and I cast minor illusion, and I direct it to like a farthest point away from like the camp, in like a completely different direction. And I'm gonna make like a
sniper at all?
no, it's not gonna be too far. But I'm gonna make it sound like an echo of a yawning beast in the distance.
Okay.
It's a dirty 20 for the stealth check, but I can't find
aim.
The canine maneuvers through the trees and circles around without drawing any attention. What did everyone else roll on stealth check? As what type of creature do you make yawn, El?
Probably thinking like an elephant. It doesn't make sense here, but
Elephant is
yeah,
A very large kind of
like
boating creature. You do hear that yawn. I would say, what is the default range for minor illusion?
isn't it like 60?
60?
Yeah.
60 feet.
60? Yeah, 60 feet outside of camp. We'll say for thematics and story's sake, it's in the opposite direction in the woods, away from their camp, so it doesn't sound like it's coming from the goblins' camp. And he definitely like takes notice. He's gonna get disadvantage on his perception because of that. And as long as you all roll above a 2 on your stealth check, you're pretty good.
All right.
20.
Good thing too, because I roll a 5
Oof.
or 6.
With
What would the
advantage?
normal roll have been?
Natural 1.
He kind of like comes into the camp, and it looks like he's gonna see you guys, but he kind of like stumbles a little bit as he's like turning. He's like, "What was that?" And he looks back, and it's just a large, empty area of snow. The snow's starting to lightly drift now that the arcane energy and the fire's gone, but he kind of walks into the middle of all of you guys. You guys have kind of spread across this campsite evenly, and he's just like right in the middle, and he does not seem to know that any of you are there. You see this dog kind of circling around him.
I'm readying a spell, just watching. He has no idea. He's currently standing in a circle of his own freaking death right now.
He does not. You guys will all get a surprise around on him if you do choose to attack him.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just looking at
Stitch,
Bernadette.
the Stitch Hound
Yeah.
immediately takes advantage of the fact that he is no longer paying attention and immediately breaks towards it if he isn't like right next to him already, and just crunches down on the back of his neck.
Roll to hit. Is
Roll
anyone
a
else
2.
doing anything?
I'm just holding my weapons at him. I'm not gonna fire because it's gonna make a loud sound. So
Yeah.
That is a 15.
it's just like a
15 hits.
plan B.
Damage. All right.
Marlena's kind of looking at Bernadette quiet because Bernadette told her to be quiet, so she's kind of looking at her, waiting for her to give her the go or the shh.
So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 piercing damage, followed by 5, 6, 7 acid damage.
Okay.
Whoops.
Does anyone else do anything as you see this beast jump on this goblin and start like mangling it, clearly snapping its neck with its might of its jaws?
I had a chill touch ready, but as I see the goblin drops, I'm gonna start scanning the tree line for anyone else because he was talking to somebody.
You see another goblin be like, "Oh my god, he's dead!" And he turns out and he starts
Chill-
like running away.
Chill touch.
Chill touch. Roll to hit.
If I hear that goblin, I will direct the Stitch Hound towards it as well.
So this monster grabs this goblin, shaking as the neck, snaps. Marlene, it's the second time you've heard this noise tonight. It's becoming O2 familiar to you. As this beast kind of drops and its jaw distends, this blood still dripping from its maw as it turns and locks eyes on this goblin. As Bernadette casts this spell, as some blue arcane energy shoots out of her hands, what did you roll?
13.
13. Not enough.
Yep.
As it blinks off the tree next to him.
I have a 240-foot range, so I will continue to cast it every round.
Okay.
And the Stitch Hound has 50-foot, not climb, but 50-foot movement speed. So if I'm pretty sure he can run down the goblin.
So does Homer. Well, he's 40 feet, but
what is Homer doing? Is Homer chasing after him?
Homer would be a lot louder than the Stitch Hound, I will say.
oh, that's true. 'Cause he's made of metal. No, I'll have Homer stay with me then. Never mind. I saw the Energy's Goblin looking back and just seeing this Hound of Death and this fucking Wendigo just coming out of the shadow.
What is Marlena, Druid, and WaWor doing? Are you guys staying silent, or are you making something happen?
Arendelle started to follow behind the Stitch Hound, but obviously at a distance.
No, I'm just pointing my weapons at him. Just in case, like, everything goes bad, I can probably, like, take one of them out. But it's, like, not the first choice.
So, Arendelle, you're pursuing the Hound, who I'll say has gotten his full movement off at this point. Is anyone pursuing Arendelle?
Since he's storming outside, yeah, I would like to follow along.
Marlene's following Bernadette. You know that.
Yeah.
And I'm just following the party.
We'll say what happens next is not seen, as the Hound is very quick. But it is heard. You hear a goblin screaming for help. Oh my god! He's dead! He's dead! Phil, he's dead! As you hear this dog kind of make the sound of a mix between a jaguar, a cougar, and a very pissed off Doberman, as you see it pounce.
The Chihuahua from hell.
And again, that snapping noise fills the night as you hear a man say, "Oh my god! I told those idiots not to go out in the woods! There's beasts of all sorts out there!" And you hear him kind of walk into camp, and you hear a slight bell ding.
I will recall the Stitch Hound to my side.
How
With
far away
another,
is the camp?
Low-pitched whistle.
Probably about 20, 30 yards from your guys' current position, as you're about the same distance away from your camp as well.
I want to cast.
In the woods.
I want to cast minor illusion in front of like the escaping goblins, and just make like an explosion of snow coming out in front of them to like cut them off.
Okay. It's a plume of snow burst up, causing this goblin to kind of like slow down, as right then the dog kind of pounces.
I'll look over at Arendelle. This happens. I think subtlety is out the window, so to speak.
Indeed, but we still have the element of surprise. I say as I reach up and bring a finger to the halo of darkness around my head, and I will just kind of slide it over to the Stitch Hound, which it now hovers above him.
Yeah.
I'll look.
Go into camp. Attack the first thing you see. Go.
Arendelle, we need at least one alive.
I know.
So it's going to run off into the camp as commanded.
And I do have, since my halo is above it, I can see everything it sees, and I can cast spells through it.
Yeah, you see it run into this camp, and you see. Go ahead and make another attack roll for me, as it's locked on another goblin who was kind of running inside of the gates.
It's a 15.
To quickly shut it, and it does hit. Roll the damage.
Sure. 2d6 plus 5. 10 piercing and 4 acid. So 14 minutes. So
It ripping through another goblin. This time it went for the throat. It kind of peers up, and you see them kind of give up in their attempts to kind of shut the gate to this camp. You see another goblin kind of like run over behind his tent, and he tries to try to retrieve his bow. The man who was on guard duty kind of lifts up his crossbow and starts to aim. He takes a shot, but it misses. It kind of skitters in the snow, getting buried. And you see another man in full armor walk out. The big teepee looking tent in the far back, the 5th tent, it's all green, with a large order flag kind of billowing in the snow. No one has departed this structure yet.
The halo around the hound's head will begin to spin as magic begins to course, as it kind of becomes a jagged crown of sorts, and it just sinks into the skull of the Stitch Hound. And inky black tendrils begin to pop out from where its shoulder blades are, 3 of them. Kind of like a Displacer Beast, if you want a comparison.
Okay.
And
what is the party doing right now? Specifically Marlena, Druid, what are you two doing?
I just followed Bernadette out into the woods or wherever you guys were at right now, but she wasn't doing much because she's still waiting for the go ahead because Bernadette told her to be quiet and there was bad stuff happening, so she's gonna wait for her go.
Yeah, I think Bernadette will, seeing that Arendelle's moving forward, I'll turn to the others.
Oh, I'm not moving forward. I'm staying at a distance.
Okay, I'll turn to everyone. They will know that someone is out here now. Perhaps it is best that we deal with this scouting party and question one of them as to where the rest of the regiment are. The attack has already started. Perhaps we should just continue.
Marlena could start fire back to finish cooking Bunny too.
Whatever you plan on doing, I suggest you plan on doing it now. There's a lot of them, and I don't know if I can hold them all off. I say as you see that inky blackness go into the spell book that's hovering in front of me and disappear.
I'll look to Druid. Druid, this group, this order, is the one that sent the hellhounds that attacked your village.
Sorry, I'm thinking of looking at all my spells.
Right?
They are the ones
Go
that,
wild shape on their ass.
You do have quite a few of those.
They are the ones that killed your brother.
I thought I could only do it twice, every short rest.
Yeah, you've only
You
done
only
it once.
did it once.
Yeah, that's true.
I brandish my weapons and look to everyone. It's not like you feel like I'm on the offensive, but I'm not gonna go in guns blazing. I'm gonna let them come to us.
I will need one person to stay behind. I cannot exactly defend myself from this position.
Maybe that's the right
I
idea.
nod.
We have the range advantage. We can set up along the tree line, have your creature run back to us, and we hit them with an ambush.
Oh! And I start to climb up a tree and trying to rip off a branch from a tree or something.
Arendelle, one roll perception for your furry friend.
That is a 19.
There is a pin that you can clearly see through the eyes of this hound outside of this green-looking teepee structure. In it are probably 3 to 4 goats that are roaming around, looking very uncomfortable in the snow, very out of place.
Okay. Speaking of the hounds, are there any structures nearby aside from tents? Like anything that you could climb upon?
There are tents. There are a few trees that have been knocked over to kind of make what looks to be like benches for people to sit on around this fire that is burning in the middle of the campsite, illuminating a little bit of it. But other than that, there's a few trees sprawled about, but nothing else.
Is the one guard guy just still walking along the edge by himself, or no?
He's taking shots at the dog, and as well as the goblin, but they seem to be missing as the wind has picked up pretty heavily, and this creature is so dark it's blending in with its surroundings. They can't seem to get a good beat on it.
Oh,
While while circling, that effect that I cast on it earlier, it is going to launch missile artillery towards a 15-foot cube. So whatever's in that 15-foot cube needs to make a deck save.
Deck save.
As those tentacles like just kind of all point towards it, kind of like, y'all know Dead Space?
Yeah, Necrophomorphs.
Those ugly baby things that have the tentacles.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It shoots out 3 of these, and they congeal on one area, and it just explodes.
Roll damage.
I'm gonna look to Marlena, Druid, and Elle. Everyone get in position. Arendelle should bring the hound back here. We'll chase it. And we can attempt to jump into a surprise attack. If they do not, we'll be able to assault their fort.
Everything takes 11 necrotic damage.
As you see this goblin get annihilated, and you see the man who's holding the crossbow say, "Oh fuck this! I'm getting bothered!" As he runs into this teepee. What are you doing?
After hearing her say that, I'm calling back the stitch hound.
Yeah, that's
so it's just gonna jump onto a tree and start jumping from tree to tree as a 25-foot climbing speed.
All right.
We should bring it back so we can have our newbies engaged in combat.
Yes.
So right now, I want perception rolls from everyone because the camp doors are clearly open. These wooden gates. Let me get set the scene for everyone. This is kind of what you're looking at right now. On Roll20, this man right here has just kind of ran in here. Let me get make this a little bit more realistic. Let me get some corpses out here so you guys can see exactly where the goblins died.
How do I see that?
So
you gotta zoom out, I think.
20.
Or you want to roll 20?
Yeah.
You might need to
Okay, you
zoom
see
out
a-
and like look around.
Yeah, you should see a white map with a bunch of some tents and trees.
Like the website.
This is the goblin that got annihilated.
Are you signed into
this
the
is-
campaign?
No.
Oh yeah, they're not in like Roll20, the launch game thing.
I would say after the spell was cast, those tentacles would disappear and the crown would retract from the head. It's just
You guys-
hovering above it again.
Are about here. Go ahead and move your character tokens to where they are. Does anyone have dark vision?
I do believe
dark.
so.
I think we all do. I have the
Okay, yeah,
goggles.
because you do have the goggles. You do all notice this teepee is probably about 20 foot high. It's a very large structure. That this man, this green individual right here, the man with the heavy crossbow, kind of runs in.
We talking like 15 or 20 feet?
20 feet, yeah. Like the peak of it's probably at that 20-foot mark. The base of it, you guys really can't determine the scale of that from this distance. It's definitely larger than all the rest of the tents that are set up.
That is
Almost
mildly
kind of sort of
suspicious.
like a head tent. Maybe they do some battle planning in there. It looks like it's a large enough space for multiple individuals.
Could
What was
you?
everyone's perception? Did anyone get over 16?
I have 14, I think.
18.
Oh yeah, I don't
18,
think I rolled,
19.
did I?
14.
17.
17.
Is this based on smell? Can I smell this?
Not really with this these blizzard type
Very well.
conditions kind of blowing through.
11.
11. What you all see and hear is this man runs into this stage. Oh, I'm getting Bubba. He runs in, and he's in there for probably every bit of 4 or 5 seconds before you hear a crack and a Wilhelm scream as this man's body flies out and kind of lands in the tent. And what you see emerge from this teepee is a giant hulking one-eyed beast, a cyclops.
Oh.
As the hound returns to me, the human returns as well. I'm like,
He's adorned
so
with tattoo
dumb.
and assemblage of the order all over his body. His mouth is covered in blood. You can presume the pin of goats is probably what he's been eating.
They have a big one.
that's going to be a problem.
And from this tent, you see a man come out and kind of draw a long sword.
Should we roll initiative?
Yes, I'll need initiative. Let me get the map set up as well.
Okay, and I will say, DM, I'm down to 10 minutes.
Yes, we will be doing this combat next week.
So do you want to wait to roll initiative until for next week, or
Yeah, we can wait to roll initiative until next week.
so then we'll have Tumba?
Yes, then
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
have
yeah.
Tumba. Is anyone? I'll let you guys have a few minutes to talk as we end tonight's session.
All right.
I wasn't being too forward by taking the initiative on that, was I?
No,
No, not at all.
Okay. All right.
I think it actually we complemented each other.
Yeah,
So, what do y'all think about my very first creation?
I would.
my first
I
spell?
would love to have a conversation with you about it for my own backstory reasons.
Yeah, for
You
some
make-
reason I can't add it to my spell list. Like it's not there. I don't know why.
Just,
Have you enabled homebrew spells?
I have.
Can't add them. I mean, obviously, Abyssal Artillery is a homebrew spell, but I can't find my own spells.
My only spells is a good webpage. Druid, what do you think of Marlena now?
you
even
two
know
are so
anymore.
alike.
Just gotta learn to handle her.
Published, it's approved, it's made available to the public. Like anybody can see it, so y'all can go look for it if you want.
Can we look at it? Like, what's it called?
Arendelle's Stitch Hound.
I had no clue
Ooh.
Druid would be so wimpy though. That was funny.
It's an updated version of an old spell I used to create. I had before. It was very bad.
It
but
belonged to somebody named Blackburn. It was a very edgy name for a spellcaster.
He was my first necromancer. Give me a break. His name was Aldrich Blackburn.
I like it.
That's a good name.
Yeah, well, everybody made fun of him for it, so
Oh,
he became edgier.
or emo.
Nerd emo.
And then in his campaign he killed Orcus. So
Oh hell yeah!
The Green Man is alive, and this is the battle map that we will be commencing on next week.
Jesus Christ, it's Kratos.
oh, we're gonna die.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Those goblins got fucking slaughtered. Oh, we
Oh,
need
look at
a
Dead guy.
we need a token for it.
He
You already
big.
have a picture of it, so if y'all want to make a token for the Stitch Hound, that's a spell I'm going to be using more frequently.
I mean, that's easily done.
But if we want to ritual cast it, we'll have to kill a dog.
Wow.
My.
All right.
So actually, I have a token for this that I've had custom made.
Oh.
Oh.
Aw. So little Zombo Puppo.
Aw.
You are now mine.
Aw.
Oh god, he got big.
So
He got very
Arendelle
big.
makes Stitch monsters. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't he make you?
Dun dun, I am your father. Dun dun dun.
Yo.
That'd be fucked up. That'd be very
That would be fucked up. Yeah.
It won't let me rotate it, but you guys get the gist.
It
Yeah.
always has to face that direction when fighting.
No.
Yeah.
It has to come around.
Attack
and-
with a butt.
Character, do you guys converse or anything before we wrap up tonight? Do you guys say anything to
Convert-
each other?
Ah,
That's
yes.
a huge
Let,
bitch.
let the rat converse that doesn't have a voice now.
I will say, just for clarity's sake and sanctity's sake, nothing has came out of this tent yet.
Okay.
You've seen people around all these areas, and then this area as well. Arendelle, before we end tonight, I think it's only fitting that you roll that last D20 for me. Wait, no, Bernadette, you cast Chill Touch, didn't you?
And I cast
It's a cantrip.
Minor Illusion
Cantrip,
twice.
alright.
I did
Is
cast
that
Abyssal
cantrip as well?
Artillery through it.
Yeah, the one spell that was cast, go and roll that wild magic table for me.
Does cantrips count?
Cantrips don't. Cantrips are...
Ah, okay.
Unaffected.
41.
41.
Wow.
See what happens.
The spell Enlarge is cast on the Stitch Hound.
Yo.
Even this is anger.
Oh dear, what happens?
A parrot kind of flutters down and lands on your shoulder, Arendelle, and he says, "What wisdom do you seek?"
Not you.
This is theater of the mind, right?
Yeah.
I open my spell book and it gets sucked into it and I close it.
Oh my god.
The parrot disappears.
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
Marlena's like, "Oh, a bird."
Is this just like a normal parrot, but it's talking to me? Like,
It's
is
a
there?
parrot, but it is talking with very wise words.
I almost want like more things to go off right now.
What wisdom do you offer? I don't know who or what you are or what you're capable of doing.
1 second.
Imagine that was the answer that you just get to your question and just leaves.
Loading.
Loading, loading, automated
he looks
generated
at you.
response.
Try
and
again.
He looks at you, then his eyes kind of dart towards Marlena, and then back to you and says, "Whispers of frost adorn the ancient shrine where icy echoes guard secrets divine."
Ooh,
Before
riddles.
it explodes into a plume of feathers.
What the hell?
Wait, have we ever heard that before?
Would you happen to have written that down?
I do. I've written down.
Bernadette, Marlena points and goes, "Arendelle killed a bird."
I think it's just a
no.
lot of things, man.
Arendelle killed a bird.
Although I feel like Marlena would say, "Arendelle just killed a cat. Look at the feathers."
It is in TeamSpeak. It is, or sorry, Zoom chat.
Whispers of frost adorn this ancient shrine where icy echoes guard secrets divine. I fucking hate gods.
I have a actually DM above table. Have we heard the name Petal before? It's familiar to me as a player, but I can't remember if it was from this campaign or from Ontario.
Petals is a name that has been uttered before. By
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, might be true.